we talked about in the past sessions that a lot of people will just create content, but as they create content, they are just doing it, but there's no conversions. There are no conversion, there are no sales because they don't have a system. So for you to actually say you have a business, somebody should be paying for a product or a service from you, or somebody should be buying something from you. And for you to do that, you need a system that converts the attention into sales. And that's what AI is good at. It helps you to do that at a fraction of the cost, right? And we also talked about how easy it is now to create a business as compared to in the past. And as you remember, I was talking about how expensive it was for you to assemble a team and then actually create a business in the past 5 years. But now it's very easy for you to actually start a business even without a team. Why? Because you can actually use AI to do a lot of other things. And that's how exactly it works. Right. So I'm really grateful to go ahead now and just, build on top of that knowledge. Now that you know that AI is a system, it can bring the cost of establishing a business very low. And you need a system that will help you to then create a business. And that's what we're going to be talking about right now. So I'm going to give you an example of a system that you can use right now to create a business. And yesterday, I gave you an example of an opportunity to create content because people need more content. Businesses need more content right now, but they don't have time to do it. And some of them, businesses don't even know how to do that, how to create content. And that is where the opportunity is for you, because at that point in time, you can actually create content and you can actually sell that content to the businesses. You can produce content for businesses, and then at the end of the day, you can then sell. You can actually get paid for that, right? So today, I'm going to give you an example out of that, which is positioning yourself as an AI content producer, and then building an AI content producer system where you create content for companies, you create content, and then you sell that content. Okay. So the concept is very, very simple. And this is the premise that I want you to understand, that the small businesses, they need content right now. They cannot just ignore social media. They cannot ignore uh, what is happening online at this point in time. They have to be doing something to increase their visibility, to maintain their competitiveness in the business spaces, in their marketing spaces. So these small businesses, they actually need content, but they cannot produce it because they're busy, and some of them don't even know how to do it. So these small businesses, they need you. They need you to solve this problem. So the problem is small businesses know they need daily social media content, blogs, and videos. They know that they need ads to survive, but they cannot afford $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month of traditional marketing agencies. That's where you chip in, right? So these small businesses like real estate agents, local services, dentists, they cannot afford these budgets. So the solution is you. You will act as their AI content producer. Then you deliver quality, good work in good volumes with cinematic quality at a fraction of the cost. Why? Because AI will be helping you to do all these things. AI will do 80% of the work, and then you do 20% of the work. It will only take you very few hours a day to fulfill, or a few hours a month to fulfill the this work, this type of work. Right. Now, the most important thing is, after knowing the problem, which is the small business, they need content. And then the solution, that you are the solution, you can actually act as their AI content producer. Now, what you need to know, the golden rule that you need to know is, you are not selling the product. You are not selling, oh, I just do this. I have prompts. I can use AI. I can use. No, that's not what you're selling. You're selling the result. You're telling them, you know what? I can help you save time by creating content faster for you. I can help you generate attention by creating AI content for you. You are not selling the tools. You're not selling chat GPT here. You're not selling cloud, but you are selling a complete 30-day social media presence for them. And that 30-day social media presence will give them attention. It will generate attention for their businesses. It will also save them time from uh, doing the videos themselves so that they can create this attention. So now I'm going to move on and show you to some extent the tools that you can actually use to create this type of content. That's what I'm going to do right now. I am going to just show you some of the two sticks that you can actually use, right? So type in the chat right now. If you're still following me, just type in the chat. Let me see you typing in the chat right now. Just type I'm following, I'm learning. If you're still in the chat, let me see you typing right now. Remember to share with other people. Remember to send to other people also. But type in the chat. Let me see you typing in the chat right now. So I'll move on to the next step, which is the production stack that you need. What are you supposed to have? Which tools are you going to be using if you're going to become an AI content producer? Okay, because this is now the how part, the implementation part. If you're going to become an AI content producer agents, what are you going to use? So now you need to start with a tool that we call the brain. The tool that we call the brain is the tool that will think for you, that will write for you. And you can use either cloud or you can use ChatGPT. So you can use this tool or one of them. They will, you use them to collect and ingest and assimilate the client's brand voice. And then it will write search engine optimized blogs and generate 30 days of social media captions, and they'll also write the video scripts that you need to produce. They can also write, if you just want to write a blog, they can also write the blog, right? So you need to use ChatGPT. You need to use ChatGPT or to use cloud, right? Right now, people, a lot of people are moving from ChatGPT to cloud, but the difference is the same in terms of how they think and also how they write. Okay, cloud is very good at synthesizing long, well structured, well thought through documents, when ChatGPT is very good at brainstorming. But you can use any of these to start with, right? So you need the brain. The brain will do the strategy with you. It will help you to do the copywriting, and it also help you to actually ingest and assimilate the brand of the client so that you can produce content that is aligned to the service that your client is actually providing in a way that they want and need, right? Number two, you will need to get a voice. So if it is going to be a video, you can use 11 Labs to create an audio, which means you can clone your client. You clone your client in 11 Labs, and then you can produce the voice of that client. So you use this to generate highly professional voiceovers for the reels and the TikToks that you will be making, right? So 11 Abs is your voice actor. All right. So now let's go on the video, because now you want to create the video. You will take the script from ChatGPT and then you need to create a video out of it. What you do is you use Hagen, okay, or you can use Synthesia. These two can create a very good talking video from the audio that you created from 11 Labs, or they can create the good video from the script that you did write with cloud or ChatGPT. So instead of forcing the local business's owner to stand in front of a camera to speak, to record himself or yourself, you will just create a polished digital video avatar for him or her that will act as the brand spokesperson for the company. Even if they don't want to push or show their camera, their face on camera, you can still use Synthesia just to take an avatar, or even Hagen, just take an avatar, and then you create that avatar as the brand of the company. All right. Now, after doing that, to add B-roll or to edit this thing, you can use Midjourney, you can use Gemini 3 Flash, you can use captions to add B-roll, or even add just captions, right? So that the video will come with good aesthetics, with good visuals, and that's basically what you will then be doing. Okay, so these are the basic. Let's talk about the basic tools, the production stack that you actually need. You just need, let's say, cloud, then you need 11 Labs, and then you need Hagen, and then you will need Midjourney or Gemini 3 Flash, or you can use captions to put bureau in this video. That alone, those four things, with those four things, you can actually now start to say, hey, I am able to create videos for you, and then you can start to actually sell your services, right? So just write in the chat right now, maybe just regurgitate these four tools takes four tools that I've been just talking about, so that I see you are still here, right? Just write right now on the chat so that I can see you're still with me here. You're still with me. You're still with me. Yes. Remember to share this chat with everyone. Share this live with everyone that you think might be interested or might learn well from this live session that we are doing right now. Okay. Now, so yeah, so that's how you do it. Then after that, you need to automate these things, right? You need to kind of like automate these things so that you do not continuously just be doing the same thing, right? So you need to create what we call the assembly line, or how to automate the fulfillment. The goal here is, if you are copying and pasting from ChatGPT to Canva all day, and you are only the one person who is doing this, you're actually creating a lot of work for yourself. So you might actually need to build an automated pipeline using some connectors like N8N or Mac.com, because these tools will act as the invisible managers connecting your apps around, right? So the A to Z automated workflow will look like the step number one: the client drops a single topic idea, whatever it is. Maybe they will talk about real estate market, into a shared document, maybe through a Slack channel or a Notion board or a Google Doc. And then step number two: N8N will detect this and automatically triggers Cloud to write a 60-second video script and a Facebook caption based on that topic. Then step number three: the automation sends the script to 11 labs to generate the voice over audio. And then when the audio file has been generated, the automation again through N8N can take the script, the captions, the audio files, and drop all these into a Google Drive folder for your final approval. And then you will spend 10 minutes to 20 minutes assembling the final video or scheduling it, right? To assemble the final video, if you want, you can also use tools like CapCut. You can use tools like um InShot or whatever you have, just to assemble the video and make sure that it looks nice. But if you can do this 4 steps, you would have automated a lot of other things that you are not going to copy and paste, right? So you might need to use N8N or Mac.com or any other tool that you think can automate these services. And that's how you automate it. That is exactly how you automate all this. This is exactly how you automate uh all this, right? Now I'm going to go to the next step here. Yes, I'm going to go to the next step here. I'll go to the next step and talk about the business model. All right, the business model. So the business model, don't just start by charging a price. If you are just starting, you can actually go to these clients and then you talk with them and you understand how much money they are willing to part with, what is their budget for marketing, and how they believe that what you are doing is going to help them. So instead of charging them $2,000, $1,000 without talking with them, you can go and speak with them and you hear their budget, because it depends with where you stay, the country that you are in, and also the budget of the companies that you're going to be working with. Not all companies have got the same budget. Some have higher budgets, some have got lower budgets. So you need to know and understand in every country, in every city that you are living, and also including, you have to in your analysis, you have to include the type of the business that you are helping. Is it a real estate company? Are these legal firms? Are these healthcare companies? Is it a solo founder that you're helping? Or you're helping a very big company? But for you to know the price point, you actually start by speaking with these clients, right? So for example, you've agreed to get an off to do the work for them for $1,000, and then in your offer you actually write, okay, I'm going to charge you $1,000, and then you need to write what we call the deliverables. What are you going to produce, right? So for example, you will say, I'll give you 15 short videos for reels and TikToks, and I'll give you 4 long form SEO blog posts, and I also automate cross posting for you on your platforms. So that's what you're offering. So there is a price, $1,000, and then the deliverables, they know exactly that they're going to get 15 short form videos and they're going to get 4 long form SEO blog posts. And also their platforms will be automated, which means if one video is posted on YouTube, it will go on other platforms like TikTok, like Facebook, like Instagram. And that's exactly how you will need to do that. Right now, the profit margins, it depends with the cost of how you're doing this, but the profit margins will be very good and very high, because the things that you are actually using, you don't buy them, you are renting them. So you only pay a monthly fee if you're going to pay something, and at end you're going to pay a monthly fee. ChatGPT, you might be paying $20 a month. All these other things, you're just paying small fees. So maybe your cost of doing business can just be $200 per month, and you are producing, maybe one customer is giving you $1,000. And that's how the business model will look like. Right. So for you to start actually getting a client, before you go to speak with a client, for you to get a client, create videos that you can actually go and show the clients. You have to generate highly professional faceless video content that is demonstrating your cinematic visuals, your automated workflows. And then you, if you have channels like LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, you then post them. If you do not have, you need to go to these local business owners, and then you book an introductory meeting with them, and you show them the videos that you are already creating. And if they just start to understand and see that the quality of the work that you're doing is high and they might need it, they will also start to contract you for other jobs in the future. Why? Because that's exactly how it works. Okay. So someone is asking, how long will it take to set up the beginner a beginner to set up this automation? I would say it will take you a maximum of a week if you are actually serious about learning these things and you are engaging into this. It will just take you maybe a week to learn how to prompt chat GPT, or how to prompt cloud, and also how to create a brand for your clients. And then N8 itself, you can learn it through cloud, you can learn it through its database. It has an academy, and it can take you 3 to 4 5 days for you to actually know what is happening, or how it is structured and how it's supposed to work. So it doesn't take a lot. There's no need for you to be a technical person in these things that we are talking about here. You just need to be willing to learn. You need to put in the hours, you need to put in the time for you just to learn these skills. You don't necessarily need uh to be a very technical person, right? And then someone is asking also, what type of automation handles client onboarding entirely? So client onboarding is a combination of different things. You can use Notion together, or Notion with N8N. So you can use Notion, you can use Google Docs, you can use Slack, as long as there is a place where your customer can send in uh, an idea or a document, as either typing in a Word document, or sending the Word document itself, or putting a topic on an Excel. That Excel sheet or that Google Doc can work as the first point of entry into the system. And then N8N will take that document and then start to create. But also N8N can help you then to actually send receipts back to the customer, which is part of onboarding. Also, when someone is paying up and then they need to see a receipt back, and they need an acknowledgement and all those kind of things, right? And as far as the cost of these AI tools, you will need, if you are going to do, very big business, you will need about $200 a month to run this thing. If you're not, you're just starting, between $80 a month to $100 a month, you can actually start a very good AI content production agents, and actually start to serve clients. So as long as you have ChatGPT or a cloud, let's say you have cloud, which is $20, and then N8N is also $20 per month, and you might need Notion or Google Workspace, which might cost you, let's say, $6, $5, or $10, whatever it is. But if we bring everything together, you will be using almost a maximum of, let's say, $100 a month to run these businesses. And you can also do free tiers. You can start cloud on a free tier, N8N on a free trial. Everything else you can start it on a free trial. And once you get a customer who's willing to pay now, you go and subscribe those portfolios. So you can actually start for free. You can just start using free the free trials, or free tiers on cloud or on ChatGPT. And then once you get a very good client who is willing to pay you $300, $500, $1,000, you can then send in uh you can then send in the you can then subscribe and then move forward also with that, right? Okay, and then how can I get started and what are the requirements? How you can get started is simply as I was explaining, like you just need these two sticks, right? But as long as you know these two sticks and you have landed them, you need about a week to actually acclimatize. And then after acclimatizing, you can actually start to run your AA agents, right? Okay. So today I'll be very quick, guys. Thank you so much for these questions. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much. I'll be seeing you. Those who can, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thank you so much for attending today. I needed to be very quick because this is very direct, and we're just telling you the tools that you need to use. And if you can learn them and then get started, you can actually start to have an agents without a technical background, without being a social media agent. You can become an AI automation specialist, an AI content producer, and you start to work on your business, right? So tomorrow again, I'll be talking about this and how to start a business and all these other kind of things. And we continue. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and may God richly bless you. Bye bye.